Tonight on Around the Cooler. Will Auburn's defensive line be the most dominant it has ever been? And did the SEC media get the rankings right for the 2026 season? Let's go around the cooler.
Yeah. Water Cooler Talk Sports. Around the Cooler. Saturday night. Yeah, you know the deal. SEC Pride. Yeah, we keep it real. From the plains to the grove, everybody knows it's Around the Cooler. We talk that score. Talk that score. Water Cooler Talk Sports Network. Every headline, every story. Around the Cooler where the fans all meet. We talk that score. This is Around the Cooler. Only on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I was about to say good morning, but good evening is what it is. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nick Frazier, and welcome to Around the Cooler here on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here. As always, there it is right there, Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. We thank y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here. As always, man, rocking with me tonight, it is the man himself, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only from Bubba and the old man, Auburn Sports Talk. It is Bubba. What's up, Bubba? How you feeling, my guy? How you feeling?
Feeling great. Is this a new look?
This is a new look, man. This is the new look. This is a new look, man. Shout out. It's new. It's new.
I like it.
And of course, I got from it's SEC season. It is our guy, Tez. Tez, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Man, feeling pretty good, man. As always. Well, not always, but most times.
We gotta feel good, every now and then. Shout out to Huggy Beard in the chat with us. What's up, Huggy, man? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great, man. Auburn Dad in the chat as well. What's up, Auburn Dad? How you feeling? How you feeling, man? The king of the comments, Travell, is in the chat. What's up, Travell? How you feeling, man? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great. Tim, the tour man Taylor. What's up, Tim? How you feeling, man? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great, man. Thank you so much. King Richard is rocking with us as well. What's up, King, man? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great, man. Also coming in and rock with us, it is the man himself. Everybody's favorite insider, our favorite insider, your favorite insider, everybody's favorite insider. It is Ant the Insider. What's up, Ant?
What's happening?
Chilling. What's up, the Phil Wheel in the chat? What up, Phil? How you feeling, man? Hope you feeling good.
What's happening?
And of course, the man himself, my player partner, the co-host. Tell him who you are, boss man. Well, dang, Marcus, you really missed that alley hoop, Marcus. You missed it. Dang.
Sprite.
He might be on that. He might be on that Sunrun phone, but it is what it is, man.
And hooked him up.
I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe so. It's what it is. We're gonna see what's happening, man. So it is what it is, fellas. Y'all ready to get into this? This talk tonight?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's go ahead and let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Shout out to everybody rocking with us in the chat tonight, man. Let's go ahead and let's get into the conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, let's go. All right, man. So as you know, Auburn football is coming back with I don't want to say an overhaul defensive line, but the interior part of the defensive line is going to be new, and going to be some new faces there as well. But one thing that we want to know is that are we looking at probably one of the most potentially dominant defensive lines that we potentially could see this upcoming season in the SEC? So my question to you all is this, man. Simple enough, man. How good will Auburn's interior defensive line be? I'm gonna start with you on this one, Bubba.
Yeah, I'll say I think we pretty much know what Dallas Walker and Cody Sigler are.
Mm-hmm.
It'll all depend on Malik Autry and Jordan Crawford taking a leap, right? Jordan Crawford had moments last year where he looked solid, but it was clear he was a freshman. And Malik Autry was wildly inconsistent, but flashed probably more than Jordan Crawford did. So it'll really depend on those two because St. Ferrier, he's a solid nose. Mathis is, I view as more of a pass rush specialist on the interior at this point. Malik Autry and Jordan Crawford will determine what level this defensive line group is.
Okay. So we potentially could be looking. So basically, what you're saying, Bubba, is like it really depends on what now? Say it again. It depends on what again?
Elevation from the two freshmen from last season.
Okay. All right. So Jordan Crawford and Malik Autry is basically what you're saying. Okay. I think you can ride with that. Ed, your thoughts on that, man? Are we looking at a potential dominant interior defensive line for Auburn this upcoming season?
Man, that might be the best line since 17. Just being
Okay.
honest.
Okay.
We got 3, maybe 4 dominant inside players that's gonna rotate, and it's really not gonna be a difference.
So you think that this is the best defensive line, interior part of defense line since Derek Brown is what you're saying.
Yes.
And Dontavius Russell. Don't disrespect.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Dontavius Russell.
Marlon Davidson. Come on now, don't do it. Don't do it.
Play edge. He played on the end, sir. Played on the end. We said interior. That's what we said. We said interior. But I mean,
He did both. He did both.
I like
I'd go 19. I'd go 19.
I was gonna say
19.
19 too. That was gonna be where I was going, because I think 17. I think 17 is looking good. So I don't know, man. So yeah, I was gonna go 19 in my opinion. Ted, your thoughts on this, man? How good can this interior defensive line be for Auburn this upcoming season, in your opinion?
I'm kind of the same way, man. I'm looking at like what Bubba said, the 2 freshmen. Because I look at this, like Ant was saying too, like I look at the defensive line as a whole, right? Because I don't know if there's a player on the interior defense that is unplayable.
Okay.
Like I think all of these guys will get snaps. How significant, is a different story. But like I think we got at least in the interior 5 to 6 bodies. 7. You could go 7. But I'd say a good 5 to 6, I'm thinking, that could just go out and play and possibly start for other teams. So that collection of interior talent, if no one person is great, I think the collection of them in the rotation would just be phenomenal and wear teams out. And I still think it's still potential for some standouts. Who knows how good Jordan Crawford is? Right? Nick high on Jordan Crawford. Everybody knows that if he lives up to Nick's projection, then this is the year that you start to see it. Come together. He said by year 3, he's going to be the best defensive player in college football. Well,
I agree. I concur. Yes, he will be.
Yeah. So if that is true, then we'll start to see some of that on this defensive line this year. And if he's on that trajectory, what we think Malik Autry could be, along with what Sigler brings from the portal, man, the interior of this defense is just fine, bro. Like, just fine. Like, I think, possibly looking at top 5 interior defense in the conference at the end of the year. Like, I think they're going to be okay.
You look at Vontrell King-Williams, he's back, on this back for his 3rd season as well. Everybody on this panel here is very high and very confident in what Vontrell King-Williams can do. He's been very integral, a very important part in getting guys like Malik Autry and getting guys like Jordan Crawford to Auburn, helping recruit those guys here. How important? Well, let me ask this question. Let me ask like this: what do you need to see from Vontrell King-Williams, from Coach Vontrell King-Williams this season? What do you want to see him do on the interior part of that defensive line, so that we can be like, you know what? He is one of the premier defensive line coaches and recruiters in college football bubble.
Yeah, well, I think, to me, he's proven himself as a recruiter. And if you ask me, he has proven himself as a talent developer. The main one that I point to is last year, Bommy Jamison Travis, who came in his freshman year under Jeremy Garrett and was like this speed nose option, was more of a 3 or 5 tech sized. And Vontrell developed him into one of the best nose tackles in the SEC last year. And I think he's shown himself to be really good. Eye for talent. But for him to elevate, it's like you have 2 young studs in this defensive line room that are going from year 1 to year 2.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We need to see that step for you to submit yourself as like, okay, this guy who is up there with like Nick Eason and Rodney Garner and Larry Johnson and what people view Trey Scott to be. Like, for him to go up to that level, we need to see those guys take a next step. And then we've seen him play freshman before. Tavian Branch is a guy who I think could crack this rotation. So that's what I need to see.
Dallas Walker the fourth. He's coming back to anchor the middle, man. See on the screen, his 25 stats, 13 total tackles, 1 forced fumble. Will that be enough this year in order for this Auburn defense to be able to come in and be able to be as dominant as they were last year? You know, looking at a defense that, you know, you just talked about how Bobby James and Travis came in under Jeremy Garrett. Ended up, I believe, what was the stats for Bobby James and Travis? He had 25 solo tackles himself, by himself last year, from the defensive tackle position. And you look at him, and now he's gone. So now it is very imperative, very important that we find a second guy in that room to step up and be that second person behind Dallas Walker the fourth, because it is very apparent that he's the guy. He's going to be the guy that starts. So who are you looking at, Tez? Is it going to be one guy, or is it going to be a mixture of a potential Jordan Crawford or potentially Malik Autry sliding over, playing some of that interior defensive line position, defensive tackle position as well? Which one of those guys do you think between those two has the ability to take that next step this season? Like, we all know, I'm high on Jordan Crawford. Everybody knows how high I am on him. But which one of those guys are you more confident in that will take that next step moving forward this upcoming season behind Dallas Walker as well?
I think that I'll put it to you like this. By the end of the season, I think that Malik Autry will have had a better season than Jordan Crawford.
Okay.
But to answer your question, who do I think is going to take the biggest leap is probably going to be Jordan Crawford.
Okay.
Because we saw flashes from Malik Autry last year. And like Bubba said, we didn't get to see as much of Jordan Crawford as we like, especially the nature of the position he plays. You didn't get to see a lot of dynamic plays. You kind of have to be on the field a lot for that. So I think his improvement is going to be much larger than what you see from Malik Autry, but I think that Malik Autry will have a better season at the end of the year than Jordan Crawford.
So Malik Autry will have the better season this upcoming year. Do you agree with that, Bubba?
I think his stats will be better just because he's a freakish athlete, and he's in a better position to create those plays because he's going to be playing like a lot of 3-tech, and he'll play his fair amount of nose too because he's massive. But I think he'll have better numbers.
What's your thoughts on that, Ant? How you feel about that? Which one of those guys, in your opinion, is going to have the better season to start when it's all said and done? Who are you? Who is that second guy that's going to be behind Dallas Walker that you're going to sit back and be like, yo, he has to be the guy that has to come in and spell Dallas Walker in order for us to be as dominant as we were against the run? You know, Auburn only gave up less than 100 yards rushing per game last year, and a lot of that had to do with Bobby James and Travis and Dallas Walker being in the middle, you know, kind of having that tandem there. Also, Malik Blockton was there as well. So which one of those guys, behind Dallas Walker, are you looking at saying they need to be that second option, potentially, maybe not even second option, but probably 1B or 1C, you know, in this defensive line rotation?
I feel like it's gonna have to be a mixture of both.
Okay.
I feel like both of them have great potential. Both of them have great size. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with either one falling in the line behind him. I think you play both of them, you know what I'm saying, equal amount of snaps, and you wouldn't lose nothing.
Okay. All right, then. You said you think it's going to be a collective effort in the middle of the defense. I mean, I don't disagree with that. I don't. You know, I can see that happening. You know, but I think one of these guys is going to have to step up and become that guy. You know, and everybody knows. I think it's going to be Jordan Crawford.
Well, the reason why I think that it will be Jordan Crawford to what you're saying is because I think Malik Autry and Dallas Walker will spend a lot of time on the field together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think you'll see a lot of Dallas Walker and Jordan Crawford on the field together. Well, at least not as much. So as a one, I guess A or B to Dallas Walker, I can see why you would go with Jordan Crawford right there. A name that we're not talking about is Cody Sigler. I think Cody Sigler is going to have just as much impact on the interior of this defense as any of those names. I think that's still a name to watch.
I thought we was just talking about nose. I mean, I got
But we saying interior. I
The
didn't.
interior defense line. So there's three tech defensive tackle, nose tackle.
I mean, I like Darian Smith, being honest. I think he'll have a big impact. If you rotate him and Cody, you wouldn't lose nothing. You might actually gain about just a little faster of a pass rusher.
Yeah, I mean, if we're bringing in three tech and nose together, like Dallas Walker and Cody Sigler are going to be the snap eaters on this team. Like they're going to play the most snaps on the interior. And Darian Smith has insane versatility where he could play three tech and he can play edge and he can play five tech. So there's like 13 bodies, like quality SEC bodies, if we include edge guys also.
Very true, man. Very true.
You could literally blind pick two.
You could.
Yeah, put on the field and be fine.
Yeah.
Well, I know this much. This season, we definitely will find out this season which one of those guys will be the guy. Because I do think that this defense will have the ability to still be able to stop a run on the interior. I don't think we give that much up this year when it comes to that. But they do need to step up. Vontrell King Williams said we have a lot of talent on this defensive line, a lot of youth, just a lot of unproven talent as well. So, it is what it is. So we'll be watching because we want to know who's going to dominate on that interior of the defensive line. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Let's go. Coming up, did Lane Kiffin's SEC Media Days appearance help or hurt him? Stay tuned.
Game day starts with great food. At Adeline's by Chef Country, we bring championship flavor to every plate. From slow-smoked ribs to barbecue favorites, feeding the family or the tailgate, make Adeline's your first stop before kickoff. Hit the link and try it now.
Game day just got sweeter with Doich, the delicious, high-protein snack that's plant-based, gluten-free, dairy-free, and low in sugar. Visit DeutschFoods.com and use discount code WCTS for 20% off your order. That's DeutschFoods.com, code WCTS for 20% off.
Yes! Yes! Let's go! Whew. Yeah. Oh, yes! Let's go!
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, man, welcome back to Around the Cooler here on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, man. Lane Kiffin, man, had his first SEC Media Days as the head coach of LSU, and he was asked a question that a lot of people wanted to know something about.
When you were at Ole Miss, you led them to the third most wins in the conference since 22. You had 10 players drafted or signed as free agents in the 25 draft, 8 players drafted or signed as free agents in the 26 class. You had a top 4 portal class each of the last 3 portal cycles you were there. Jackson Dart, first round pick. Yet in a Vanity Fair article, you said Oxford diversity hurt you in talent acquisition. So is it your belief that if there was a little bit more diversity, all those numbers I cited could have been even better?
You know, I made a challenging decision and change. And I think as I look back to that, I thought I could find a way for everybody to understand. And now as I look back later on, that was never going to happen. But, I watched the Hulk Hogan special. And I realized, and I was like, we're all going to die. And so some of the things that we put importance on, we worry about, and what this person says and that, like, really aren't going to matter. So it just made me reflect really on, like, I can't be so concerned about little things and what people say and this, and you got to make decisions, you got to go with them. And you do things and you make really good decisions and you make poor decisions. And that was a poor usage of a term that I believe, just like many coaches that have been there for, was factual, but over the course of a long interview was bad timing and bad usage of the word. So
Lane Kiffin comes out and says that we're all gonna die. I'm gonna ask the question and I'm gonna let you all go on this one, man. Was Lane Kiffin's first SEC media days as LSU's head coach a disaster? I'm starting with you on this one, Tess.
I don't think it was a disaster because it's Lane Kiffin. It would have been a disaster for anybody else. But man, like, people think I hate Lane Kiffin. I love Lane Kiffin, man, because Lane Kiffin is proof to me that if you can call plays, people will ignore all the stupid stuff that you do. Like, oh man, he was like the focal point almost. It was Lane. Every single coach got asked about Lane Kiffin in media days, I think.
I'm not sure. I don't know about that one.
If not every single coach, a good bit of them. I know Kirby. I know Josh Heupel. I'm willing to bet, yeah, a good bit of them got asked about Lane Kiffin. Disaster. Like I said, it's Lane, so people were expecting sound bites. Now, that particular question that you played was framed beautifully. Like, that was one of the most beautifully framed questions that I've ever heard in my life.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I just realized disaster is spelled wrong. It is DSA. Just know that is a type over. I see that, so you don't got to go for the comments if you watch it.
Oh, I didn't even.
So
well, I can't read anyway.
So that's what it is. My bad, Tess.
I didn't even notice. Nick, counting is my thing, man. But nah, man, like for Lane Kiffin, it was right on par. But like, you imagine if another coach did this? Like, you know, just imagine if Drinkwitz decided he wanted to handle media days like this. How would people feel about it? Like, it'd be totally different, man. But because it's Lane, because he was great play caller at Alabama, and that's pretty much it. People excuse that type of behavior, man. So, would I call it disaster for this press conference? The hinges on the season for him. They win a bunch of games. People going to look back at this and say it was genius. They don't win a bunch of games, then people will start to come out and say different things about Kiffin and how cocky and stuff that he is. So I don't know, man. It's fun to watch. I tell you that. Right? I laughed the entire time because he didn't ever answer that dude's question.
Never did. He didn't
at all.
Bubba, your thoughts on this, man? Was what you heard from Lane Kiffin? Was it enough? Was it? Well, let me ask you this question. I don't know if saying a disaster is the right thing. Maybe it's what Lane Kiffin wanted. What's your thoughts?
I don't know. I think we all knew going into media days that somebody's going to say something stupid, and there was no better person to say something stupid. I don't think we could consider it like a disaster because, like Ted said, this is kind of his brand, right? And, you know, he came out and he gave us like a 17-minute soliloquy and rambled.
He did.
And then took 4 questions. Like, did you expect anything different from Lane Kiffin?
Well, here's the thing. You know, at Ole Miss, I think Ole Miss last year, when he was the head coach of Ole Miss last year at SEC Media Days, he gave his opening statement. It was like less than 6 minutes. This one was 16 minutes and 33 seconds.
Well, that was before he was made aware that death was upon him.
Well.
Wow.
The thing I don't understand. Here's the thing I don't understand. I'm trying to, like, the Hulk Hogan thing. That part I didn't understand. I guess I was trying to understand the analogy that he was trying to make. But you can clearly see that him going off in that direction was definitely a way for him to avoid the question, in my opinion. That's just from the way it looked. That's just what it looked like to me. That's
well,
all
I like the fact that he made a tribute to Hulk Hogan with that horrible spray tan.
Wow.
Yeah, it's funny.
Wow.
Hey, you know what it reminded me of me though, real quick? You ever have a conversation with somebody and then they say something, and then like you back and forth in the conversation, they say something, and you realize like, oh, you just needed a reason to get that off. Like you had that one tucked the whole time. We not even talking about what you talking about. Like, as soon as you get an opportunity to let that one go, like you've been practicing that one in the mirror and everything. That's how I feel about the whole Hogan comment. The whole Hogan is like, I'm gonna
how
kill
can I
him
fit
with this
this in?
when I get to media days. Yeah.
I guess he thought by saying bringing in the death angle, you know, and then basically saying everything that he's been through in life, you know, with his dad recently passing away, and then I guess he idolized Hulk Hogan growing up. I guess he never thought they would die. You know, I don't know. Ant, your thoughts, man. Go ahead.
Lane. I mean, I can understand the analogy, but he didn't explain it right. So basically, what he was trying to say is that with everything that Hulk Hogan did in his life, in wrestling or whatever, right? What was the main thing you knew about Hulk Hogan was he was racist. He said the N-word, and people almost killed his career for that. And I think that's what Lane was really trying to, you know, compare it to. Like, y'all gonna kill my career for me saying this about Ole Miss at the end of the day. But it was not the right thing to really just compare it to at the same time.
I don't know if I got that from that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I got that from there, or maybe I didn't think of it from that angle. So I don't know.
If that was what he was gunning for, he missed the mark horribly.
Yeah, he missed. He missed bad.
That's a brick.
Yeah, but so what does that have to do with if?
Yes, I know.
If not for the racial situations there, would your rosters have been better? Like that's a simple question, yes or no.
I know he dodged the question now. He completely dodged the question.
I guess you can say at the end of it, he basically did say that it was a poor usage term that he used, you know, in the length of the interview. So I don't know if that is effectively addressing what he said. But I don't know. That's what he said. He said it was a poor usage term. That was a poor usage term. So I'm not sure if that was his way of basically saying, you know what, I messed up. I shouldn't have said it. I didn't know it is what it is. But he also doubled down on it in his response, saying that I said what I said. It was, even though it's factual. He did say that.
I was gonna say, like,
all right, which one is it, Lane? Come on, man. Come on, man.
So that means that you would have had a better team if not for that, if it's factual. Then
I guess we're gonna call Lane the Riddler from here on out.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. A lot hinges on the season, though, right? Like this may be the most important season of his career. It just may be. Like I don't know if this fails at LSU. I don't know how he does what he did before and redeems himself and gets back to this point again.
Solid point.
Because Ole Miss took a chance on him. Like
so
it wasn't.
So are you saying
he
that
didn't land at Ole Miss because he just wanted to go to Ole Miss and compete? Like that was one of the only schools in the SEC that was like, we'll take a chance on Lane.
So are you saying that Lane Kiffin is feeling the pressure, and what we heard from him on the podium at SEC Media Days was potentially just the pressure of what it was, of what it potentially could be if this does not go well?
I don't think he feels pressure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He don't care.
I think he was like he looked happy when he was like down and out. It's like the happiest looking down and out person.
What?
Think about it, man. Lane Kiffin at FAU. Bro, he looks stressed now.
Yeah, like he didn't have no pressure at Florida Atlantic.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
yeah, like
Well, of course, you wouldn't have pressure for that.
if this fails, he probably wouldn't care. Like he said, he'd go fishing. You know, he can turn up on the Twitter trolling. Then he don't have to dial it back.
He'll definitely have a
Yeah.
buyout that he's just gonna live on.
And he'll get a massive media deal if he wants.
Exactly. I was just about to say
Yeah.
that. Some company is gonna be like, yeah, let's get Lane Kiffin on TV. We want to
Be up there with Jimbo.
And he's already
Oh,
he's
my
already
goodness.
essentially proven that he doesn't care about
Not
winning
true.
championships because he had an opportunity to do it at the last school and he decided to leave.
Well.
So they're not that important to him.
I just look at it. I look at it and I listen to what he said and I was like, yo, Lane, man, this is it's not looking good for you, man. The PR behind it is not matching what you saying, and I'm just like, what he could have done in that situation is what he could have done instead of giving that soliloquy of an analogy of what he did. He could have said, what I said was not what I said at the moment. I did not think it through all the way through. I apologize. Let's move on from it. Did it right there. But now, because you come up here and say that we all gonna die and things and stuff of that nature, because you said that, now we sitting here having a whole segment about it and how it potentially could affect you this season as the head coach of LSU because you didn't answer the question. And so now people are going to look back and be like, all right, should you win more, even though you're in Baton Rouge, but you did well at Ole Miss, even though you said that. So now you went to a place that you thought was better than where you came from, which statistically says it's not, but we want to see you win. We want to see you win that championship.
Yeah.
Pressure.
He wanted to
Hey,
he wanted to coach there more than he wanted to win a national championship.
That's it.
That's a
what it
fair
was.
statement.
That's it.
can you imagine a PR meeting before this SEC media days?
I don't know. It's a great question. I don't
And
know.
then add,
Does he have a
then
PR
add-
team?
I don't know, but add Ed Orgeron in there. Yeah, Lane, that's great for recruiting. Great for recruiting.
He's Mike McKinney said, no, he meant what he said, brother. That's what he said. He meant what he said.
Hey, now if it comes out that Ed Orgeron told him to tell that whole
Oh
story,
my God.
You
bro.
know what?
Come out, bro.
that would make so much
No.
sense. That'll make everything
That
make
would
sense.
be
No.
hilarious if that were to happen, bro. I'm telling you, that would be hilarious.
That sounds like a story Ed Orgeron would tell.
It does sound like some story that Ed Orgeron would tell. It is what it is. Oh man. SEC season. Tej, you got about 20 seconds. Tell us what you want. Unmute your mic. Tell us what you want, Tej. Tell us about it. Tell us about it. Dang, Tej is muted, ladies. I guess I'll do it. We'll give Tej the opportunity to end the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is SECseason.com. Ladies and gentlemen, SECseason.com. It is coming out soon. It is here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to give Tej the opportunity to pub it in later on, man. But SECseason.com is here, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out.
In the SEC, every game and every fan matters. Welcome to SEC Season, the ultimate interactive channel. Catch Launch Breaks with Tez, Tuesday to Thursday at 12:30. And SEC Season Live, Tuesday nights at 7:30. More than a channel, it's a community. Connect and debate with the most passionate fans in college sports. Subscribe today and join the Keyboard Collective.
Click the link below to get NordVPN. That's the peace of mind you deserve.
Breaking Auburn news, recruiting updates, insider conversations, the stories Auburn fans care about most. When something happens across the Auburn football landscape, Auburn Addicts is there. From recruiting battles and transfer portal movement to game analysis and the latest headlines, Auburn Addicts keeps you connected. Join Auburn fans every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Auburn Addicts. Auburn football. All the time.
Subscribe to these YouTube channels. You won't regret it.
will win the SEC, man. So, fellas, man, I want to get y'all thoughts on this. But before we get our thoughts on that, I'm gonna let Tez, because I don't know if he could. I don't think he could unmute his mic fast enough. But we're gonna let Tez. Once I get the graphic up, we're gonna let Tez let us know about SECseason.com. Tez, tell us about SECseason.com, man.
Oh man, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Just making sure my mic. Oh yeah, man. So SECseason.com, man. You guys, after the show is over with, head over there and check it out, man. It is a space for SEC fans. I started this trying to be the most interactive SEC football experience on the planet with my live show, and I decided to create a platform to help with that and help you guys out on game day, man. On there, you will find where you can rank our rankings, where you can rank that your teams, rank the teams in the SEC. We have a pick'em that's live. You can create groups with your friends. It's a fully immersive stats hub with accurate stats, so no more going through the ESPN and going through all those wonky tabs to get to the players that you want in the SEC. It's really, really easy to navigate. And then there's SEC Season Undefeated, which is a roster building game where you get $50 million to build a roster and get it graded. How good would they do in the SEC? And there's some updates coming to all of these platforms. But yeah, you guys, after this is over with, go over to SECseason.com, man. Sign up for an account. It's all free. And go ahead and put your preseason rankings in, man. That'll be great. Yeah, I don't know what else more I can say about it. I kind of just need you guys to check it out, and it kind of explains itself, honestly. And we're going live again August 4th. So, in which we'll be marrying the platform with the live show. So it will be an experience, man. Go check that out, man. If you like it, tell a friend, send it to them. It's still in like beta mode, so I'm making changes as it goes, man. So you guys, like I said, yeah, go check it out. If you love SEC football, trust me, you will love it. If you don't like SEC football, you probably won't like it. But if you love SEC football, you'll like it, man. But finish watching the show first, and then go check it out, and then meet me August 4th, and tell me what you thought about it, man.
There it is, man. That's what it is, Bubba, man. It's the media put out their rankings for the preseason poll of where they think everybody will finish, man. What's your thoughts on these rankings?
Yeah, it's on the low end, but it's what I've been trying to get through to everybody since this whole conversation started about where Auburn lands in the SEC. Like, what's the floor? It's like there are 14 good rosters in the SEC right now. Right. Mm-hmm. And on Tez's website, where I did my rankings, even with my biases, I could only get Auburn up to like 9th. I could only justify Auburn as the 9th best team in the conference. So it's like, if they tell me Auburn's going to land 12th, which 12th in the SEC last year was Florida, they went 2-6 in the conference, I can see that happening. Like, there's a legitimate shot that happens. So I think it's on the low end. I'd have Auburn 9th or 10th right now. But I can't necessarily say that wrong.
Yeah, for my rankings, I have Ole Miss number 1, Oklahoma 2, Georgia 3, and I have Auburn at number 8 in my rankings. On SECseason.com. So make sure y'all go check it out there. And if you're with us and someone hasn't taken your phone, what's your thoughts on this on this rankings?
Auburn is ranked way too low.
Oh my God. Okay. Why is number 12 too low for Auburn? And tell us why.
Because I feel like Auburn will be in the top 5. I feel like that. Though, if you look at those rankings again from 7 through 12, that all could be 7-5, 8-4 teams. Which that seems like what everybody has Auburn projected for some reason. If you look at the schedule is kind of beneficial towards us, and with the players that we have, I feel like we can pull off a 9-win season and put us in the top half for the conference.
Okay.
For reference, 5th in the SEC last year was Texas at 10-3.
It is. You know what I'm saying? Ted, your thoughts, man. When you look at the list, man, if you when you look at it, did they get it right? Did the SEC media get this right? Is someone too high, someone too low, or are they kind of just in the right spot where they should be?
I mean, I guess for media purposes, they may have gotten it right, but I don't agree with the list at all. Well, not even say at all. Some of them are right, but Kentucky is way too low in my opinion. But we haven't seen, Kentucky's one that's got to prove it on the field too. A lot of what we think, is just what we think. So I can understand why they had them ranked low. They're traditionally near the bottom of the league. Oklahoma was 7th on this list. I didn't agree with that. I think they should be a little bit higher. I think Oklahoma's a top 5 team in this conference. In fact, there's not a lot of teams in the top 5 that I feel like have a legitimate chance to just straight up beat Oklahoma on a neutral field, right? Georgia and Oklahoma would be a good game on the neutral field. I think they beat Texas. I think Ole Miss may give them some trouble. I think they beat Texas A&M. I think they beat LSU.
Yep.
I think they beat Alabama. I think Oklahoma is a better football team than 7th in the conference. I think Tennessee may be a little bit higher than that. Well, no, about 7th or 8th is probably where I would put them. LSU is getting the Lane love. That's the only reason that you see them there. And the number 1 transfer portal class in the conference helps. But I don't know, man. I tend to go with, if I make a list, I tend to go with who made the playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna put the playoff teams kind of, and it's not even that I'm thinking that, but like that's just kind of how it usually works out when I'm making lists. So Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Alabama. I think that should be around about where your top 5 should be. But yeah, for media purposes, I guess this is all of the teams that they do have near the top are all of the some of the top storylines in the SEC.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. That's exactly what this is. I think to be honest with you, I think the most complete team in the conference is Ole Miss. That's me personally. I think Ole Miss has a really solid offense with what was considered to be a really solid run game. I think people say that they don't have explosive players on the outside at wide receiver. I disagree with that. I think their defense, I think people are saying that they need to do more, they need more on defense. I'm like, what are you talking about?
They went out and got it.
They did, and they got some guys that was on that defense coming back as well. So I look at it, and I think Ole Miss is the most complete team in the conference, if you ask me. And the fact that they have proven on the field where they actually did go to the college football playoff. They beat Georgia in the college football playoff, and they were 18 seconds away from potentially playing in the national championship game with a coach at the time that had just started coaching as the head coach for the team. So I have Ole Miss number 1 in my book. I got Oklahoma behind Ole Miss. Then I have Georgia number 3. Is where I have it. I can't remember exactly what I have after that. It's on SECseason.com. I can't pull it up right now because we're in the middle of the show. But yeah, man. So I'm telling y'all, man, I look at this list and I agree, man. I think that Texas could be lower. I have Texas at 5. I know. I have Texas at 5 on my list. Texas A&M at 4. Excuse me. I do remember my top 5. Excuse me. And then after that, it was just kind of a free for all. I believe I had Tennessee at 6. I think I had I can't remember why I had at 7, but I know I had Auburn at like 8 or 9. Like middle of the conference is where I have Auburn at. So I look at it and I think to myself, man, I think the list, in my opinion, when I looked at it, I'm like to the point I couldn't put my finger on the word. And you said it. This is just a list of just full of storylines. With teams. Yeah. Look at Georgia. Georgia is the team that a lot of people saying has to win a playoff game because they haven't won a playoff game in 3 seasons. Right now, apparently Texas has all of the best players and the most talent on the team, so they're there. Ole Miss, I understand. Texas A&M, playoff team. They lost Cassius Howard. They lost some guys on the defense side of football. Torian York is no longer there. So a lot of things that they have to see, man. LSU, we all know that. We just talked about their coaching in the previous segment. So I mean, yeah, I understand there's a bunch of storylines on this team, but I think when you actually sit down and look at it, I think a lot of those teams that are in the back half, you can make an argument when you look at what the rosters look like and you pair it with the schedule, potentially of what it will be, that they could be higher on this list. So That is my
I mean,
Auburn.
it's crazy. Like, we think 12 through 15, Auburn, Vandy, Kentucky, and Mississippi State are going to shock people this year, right?
Yep.
Then, like, who falls? And that's why the SEC is going to be a bloodbath this year, more than it has been in the past few years.
We shall see, ladies and gentlemen, and it is going to be fun to watch. So y'all get ready for it, because we definitely will be here covering it and having a great time while it happens, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yes, man. Pre-game playlist, ladies and gentlemen. Every weekday morning. Your morning, your sports, your playlist. Man, come join us, man. We're going to be on there tomorrow morning, and we want you all to come be a part of it. The hottest music, the hottest stories, the pre-game playlist, your morning, your sports, your playlist.
The pre-game playlist is your new morning destination. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. Your morning, your sports, your playlist.
Life moves fast. Protect the people you love. Secure your future with life insurance. Or build generational wealth through real estate. Freddie Metro is here to help with trusted guidance. Protecting families, building legacies, creating wealth. Call Freddie Metro now.
Everybody wants to look like a star when they step out, including you. Hollywood Media has you covered, from clean portraits, corporate events, and athletic events. Hollywood Media has you covered. These aren't just pictures. This is your moment. Follow now on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media with 2 A's. Follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media. Feel like the star you are.
Follow Water Cooler Talk Sports on social media.
Welcome back to Around the Cooler, ladies and gentlemen, here on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network. Man, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here tonight, man. The SEC in the past 3 seasons has had the most teams in the college football playoff. In the past 3 seasons, they have. Since the 12-team playoff has, well, the last part of the 14 playoff and the beginning of the 12-team playoff, the SEC has dominated the college football playoff. Last year, having 5 teams in that tournament, but they have yet to come out with a championship in the 12-team era since the 12-team era started. The last national championship that the SEC has had was the one when Georgia went back-to-back in 21 and 22. And so, man, I asked the question, and we want to debate it, man. With that happening, could we potentially see an SEC team, a decrease in the number of SEC teams going into the college football playoff this upcoming season? Start with you on this one, Ted. What's your thoughts?
I think about the same. I think it'll still be about the same. 4 to 5 teams. The 9-game conference does come into play there, but I still think that they just really they value the SEC in such a way that you'll start seeing 3-loss teams, 3-loss SEC teams in the playoff. Almost happened last year, but not quite. But yeah, I think it'll be about the same. I don't think it's going to be a significant drop off. I think the SEC will still be the dominant conference when it comes to participation in the college football playoff. Will they win it? Now that's the playoff for a reason. I don't know that yet, but in terms of representation, I don't see the SEC falling off.
And your thoughts on that, man? Could we see the SEC have less teams in the playoffs this upcoming season? You know, they had 1 in the 14 in 2023, which was Alabama, of course, and then they had 3 in the first year of the 12-team playoff, and then they had 5 in the 12-team field this past season. So, in your opinion, Ed, could we see a decrease in the teams from the SEC in this playoff? Sounds like some run took Ant's phone. Bubba, your thoughts on
Really?
Well, I think like we saw 2 years ago, the cannibalization of the SEC is what took place for like Alabama and South Carolina and Ole Miss and Missouri. They were the 9-win SEC teams that didn't make it in that year, right? So I think it would take a similar situation this year where you had multiple other conference championship games go down to the wire the way that SMU Clemson game did for one of those SEC teams to get bumped out. So I could see a world where it's only 3. I don't think it gets less than 3. And we'll see this year whether the College Football Playoff Committee folds to the pressure to put in 9-win SEC teams, because we just haven't seen it happen yet.
Well, what is it going to take? Like, okay, here's the question. Like in this 12-team playoff, right? I can say it. I'm gonna say it. The SEC has not been good. The SEC has not been good in this 12-team playoff. The only team that has played in the semifinals in this 12-team format has been Ole Miss.
Cinderella.
Not Georgia, not Texas, not Texas A&M, not Alabama.
Definitely not Alabama.
Ole Miss has been the only team to make it past the quarterfinals to the semifinals. Is what they have.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked the question, at what point in time will the Big Ten get the same deference that the SEC does? Because it seems to me that the narrative is that it goes back to what we were talking about when we were saying about the conference schedule and how tough it is to play in the SEC. Well, okay. The Big Ten was playing 9 conference games as well, too. Before that, I'm just playing devil's advocate right here. They were playing 9 conference games before this, and now they have won 3 back-to-back national championships with 3 different schools. So at what point in time would a committee look at it and be like, you know what? We might have to put more Big Ten teams in this thing because they might be a surefire. They might be the surefire thing right now because they have been the most consistent at winning the national championship. Your thoughts on that, Bubba?
Yeah, all it's really going to take is, like, we've seen, like, 2 years ago, the Big Ten got 4 in. It was 4 10-win teams.
Yep.
Last year, 3 got in. It's 3 10-win teams. It's just going to take a similar to what the SEC did last year and have 5 10-win teams and the SEC not have 5 10-win teams. I do think that the SEC will get, like, what's the word? Like, I think the SEC, if the SEC has 5 10-win teams and the Big Ten has 5 10-win teams, the SEC teams would get the media boost. But I don't think it's anything crazy like they have to go out there and outperform the SEC by miles. It's just they need more double-digit win teams.
You agree with that, Tess?
Yeah, I do agree with it because one of the things when you look at the SEC last year in the playoffs, like which Big Ten team would you have put over an SEC team that had a better record or even record with an SEC team? Like it'd be tough. You would in the past circumstances, you would have to argue that the Big Ten's, whatever Big Ten team, their strength of schedule would be more than would trump an extra win. You see what I'm saying? That's just kind of the way it fell.
But here's my question: at what point in time, with the Big Ten winning the way that it is, that the bottom of the pack teams in that conference gets the benefit of the doubt?
When they start winning more games, when the bottom of their conference starts winning more games.
So Mississippi State, Arkansas, and I'm using this as what's name. So during the period when it was this was the 14 playoff as well, and then the BCS 14 playoff period, right? And stuff of that nature. So during that period when you had Alabama, dominating, Auburn won a national championship there. Florida back in the early part, in the middle part of the 2000s. But then you had Alabama dominated from like that 2009 to 2019, 2020 period. Mississippi State was not a good team. They had some 5-6 win seasons, some 4-win seasons. Arkansas wasn't a good team. Vanderbilt was definitely not a good team. But for some reason, they got the benefit of the doubt for being in the conference with the Alabamas, the LSUs, the Georgias being so dominant. It's kind of the same thing that's happening right now when you look at Ohio State and those other teams being dominant as well.
You'll see some of that to a degree, but largely, man, you got to ask yourself, how did Indiana get there? They won more games, right? Like the SEC teams that are making it, these are 2-loss teams, right? If Rutgers finishes the season with 2 losses, they're going to be in the playoff.
That's not the question I'm asking. The question I'm asking is, at what point in time will the Big Ten get the same
strength of schedule bias?
Exactly. Thank you for taking the words out of my mouth. That's exactly what I'm saying.
When the bottom of their conference started winning more games.
Yeah,
because as long as the bottom of your conference isn't that good,
but the bottom of the conference during that time period was winning the same amount of games as those teams were winning now in the SEC when the Alabamas and the Georgias and the LSUs were dominating.
Well, but then you only had 4 spots, and then we know that the SEC was king during that time period. That was during the run of SEC national championships. So like, there's bias there, but under the current system, yeah, they just got to win more games, right? Like you gotta, like, teams got to bump their SEC teams. They got to bump from beating Vanderbilt because Vanderbilt was a good team, right? In the bottom of their conference, you start to see more Indianas in the Big Ten, and you'll start seeing them getting respected for playing a better schedule. But until that happens, they're always going to look at them like they don't play nobody.
So
yeah, there's a lot more.
So you're saying, hold on, I'm gonna let you go, Bo. So you saying during that run of that 2009 to 2020 period, Vanderbilt was a good team. Arkansas was a good team.
No.
Okay, so what does that say about Purdue, Northwestern, Rutgers? Like, I'm just saying,
the top of the SEC was so good then, when we were winning national championships every year, that, yeah, you're right. It probably was some bias into it. And it was only 4 spots.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you had to get the 4 best teams in the country. If it was a playoff scenario, if it was 12 teams back then, maybe they would have had more in. I'm not sure. I can't recall what the rankings were like that. But yeah, they just got to win more games. They Bubba said something. He said there are 14 good rosters in the SEC. I don't think that there are 14 good rosters in the Big Ten.
Have we looked at the rosters in the Big Ten?
No, I haven't. This is just off the top of my head. Just off the top of my head, I don't think. I don't think you can find 14 good rosters in the Big Ten. That's just off the top of my head.
I can't say that there aren't 14 good rosters in the Big Ten.
I have to look at them, but
to that point, because with the transfer portal, with NIL, some guys that were potentially in this that were in the SEC that were waiting to play could be on some of those teams. You know, I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. I don't know what the bottom of those teams in the Big Ten look like. I know about like Minnesota's and those teams, and then of course the top tier part, you know, of the SEC. I mean, of the Big Ten. I can, you know, I have some general knowledge on, but Wake Forest beat an SEC team in a bowl game last year. And I know there are gonna be people that's gonna say, well, they didn't have everybody play. Well, yes, they did. Yeah, everybody that was on that team for the SEC team played. Robbie Ashford was in the SEC as a starting quarterback for an Auburn team. He went to South Carolina. It didn't work out. He went to Wake Forest and won what, 8-9 games?
How many games did Wake? They won what? How many games last year?
8-9 games.
8 games last.
I want to say, hold on.
I mean,
let me make sure before. Let me verify that real quick just to make sure.
I mean, listen, that's legitimate. You need more of those. You need more.
They're in the ACC.
Yeah, they in the ACC.
That's very true. Very true.
But I'm just using like that as a
So who's the equivalent to that in the Big Ten?
So let's look at the Big Ten conference and let's look at what their standings were at the end of 2025 last year.
They had 5 teams with 4 or less wins. It's a lot of dead weight.
So you had
like that's not going.
What is that? Wait a minute. Well,
that's not going to cut it
quick. Pulled it up fast. So you had Wisconsin, Maryland, Michigan State, and Purdue all were
UCLA.
Cakewalks.
UCLA was 3-9 too. So in overall. So you're looking at that. But then
all 3 wins in conference.
They probably only beat each other.
But here's the thing too. Like on the outside looking in. So let's just say somebody's from outside looking in, they look at the SEC and they look at it and they say, all right, well, Arkansas only won 2 games. South Carolina only won 4. Florida only won 4. Kentucky
that's
won
still only
4.
That's still only 3 teams with 4 or less.
You run out of teams already.
That's 1, 2, 3 teams compared to the 4 teams that had 4 or less.
5 teams in the Big Ten with 4 or less.
They had 4 or less wins.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are my eyes?
Yeah.
UCLA's
high.
They have more teams.
They had 3 conference.
You're correct. Yeah, you're correct. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the Big Ten, and it was
3 in the SEC.
3 in the SEC that had 5 or less. No. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the SEC that had 5 or less.
Yeah, and in the Big Ten, 5 or less is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So
7.
2 teams. So a difference of 2 teams.
Well, that's a massive difference because that leaves 11 teams in the SEC. You take away that 6? How many does that leave? 10.
10.
So So if you're looking at every team in the SEC,
then if you do under 4,
if you do
under 4,
so if you're looking at every team that was 9 and above last year in the SEC, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 that was 9 and above in the SEC last year.
All 10 win teams.
Big Ten was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they had 7 teams that were 9 wins or more as well. So 9-4, 9-4, 9-4, 9-4, 13-2, 12-2, 16-0. And then in the SEC, you had
a lot of those teams
10-3, 11-2, 13-2, 11-4, 12-2.
A lot of those teams that a lot of those Big Ten teams got to 9 wins in a playoff game, in a bowl game. They were 8-win regular season teams, which is why they weren't sniffing the playoffs.
And Texas got his 10th win in a bowl game.
True.
Yep, but that's why
they were 9 wins. They didn't make the playoffs.
Vanderbilt got its 3rd loss in a bowl game. So I mean, like, it's
now you can make an argument for Vanderbilt more than any other Big Ten team that you can make an argument for.
So I guess my question is that the biggest difference? Because who's like, to be completely honest with you, I'm looking at this right here. I don't know if I'm gonna just pick one of 9. I don't know if Michigan didn't Michigan win lose their bowl game last year at the end of the season? Didn't Iowa lose?
No, they were 9-3 in the regular season.
They was 9-3 in the regular season. So they lost their bowl game. I think Iowa lost their bowl game. Illinois won their bowl game. USC lost their bowl game. So we looking at it and we saying, I believe USC lost their bowl game. Check me on that just to make sure. So if we looking at that and from that perspective, I don't see much of a difference in that particular thing. Like if we're gonna use the bowl game, but then we use the fact of the matter, like, well, the SEC, these SEC teams lost in the bowl game because they didn't have like a full plethora of people on the team for them to be able to play. Why shouldn't those teams get the same difference? I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
No, it's not like there's not really a gap, but the reason that there's not a gap, like, it's all about who gets the double-digit wins. Like, the only reason those 9-win teams in the Big Ten
that makes sense. Yeah,
is because they didn't get the 10th regular season win. Same thing in the SEC. If those teams did not get that 10th regular season win, they wouldn't have got in over a 10-win Big Ten team.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with Texas. Texas didn't get a 10th regular season win, but Texas is considered to be one of the top teams going into
preseason
the
projections is different.
Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs either, though.
They did. You're correct.
Yeah.
You're right.
So ultimately,
but they're getting the benefit of the doubt over a USC or a
in the preseason rankings.
Yeah, I mean, or
that's
like
just a popularity contest. But I agree with you and I disagree with you at the same time. What I disagree with you on, I guess, I just think that the bottom of the Big Ten is just ass. Like just simply, like I think the bottom of the Big Ten is just not good football. I think that's why this is happening.
Okay.
Where I agree with you though, what's interesting about this is I do think that the potential for Indiana to happen is greater in the Big Ten than it is in the SEC. I do. I think that the potential in the Big Ten for some alum from Northwestern to come and decide he want to infuse money in the program, and then all of a sudden they get a good coach and Northwestern is a playoff team. I think that chances of that happening are far greater in the Big Ten than it is in the SEC.
Solid point. I get what you're saying. Solid point. Yeah,
those Northwestern alums got money.
I get what you're saying, man. I don't disagree. I'm just playing the devil's advocate here and just trying to see, like,
I don't even know what Northwestern is.
Where
it is, I have no idea. But I know they got money.
Yeah, Northwestern is in somewhere.
The Northwest.
It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Man, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here on Around the Cooler here on Monday night, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us, man. That's a great conversation. Tell us y'all thoughts in the comments or in the chat. What y'all think about it? Let us know what you think, man. Hopefully y'all like the new setup. We had to had a little bit of renovations going on and things and stuff of that nature. So it's all good.
Feel like I'm on TV.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
That's the whole feeling. The whole feeling.
On TV, no more.
The whole feeling about this is we are trying to bring linear television quality to the streaming world. I done gave out my secret. Jesus Christ. Now it's gonna be some people.
There's some certain content creators that probably think that. Some elite content creators.
Oh my God, bro. This is wild.
Our goal is to bring elite linear content.
elite
of the
elite linear style television quality to the streaming world. That is my goal here at Water Cooler Talk Sports. That's all it is. Bubba, tell her where they can find you at, man.
If you want some more elite content once every few months,
man, got to be more careful, man.
Bubba and the Old Man Auburn Sports Talk on YouTube and occasionally on Twitter.
Illinois. That is where Northwestern is located. Illinois.
I ain't even gonna check.
Which is why didn't I know that?
It's so much. It's so much more. A little bit more north of them, and it's a lot more west of them.
Jesus.
Is it Northwestern Illinois? Like, is it in the Northwest?
Northwest of the Northwest?
I don't know.
Like
Ted,
Northwest of the Central.
Ted, what can they find you at, Ted?
Oh man, you guys can find me at It's SEC Season on all platforms. And please go, when this is over with, go check out seczn.com. You won't be disappointed. I think, it's something that you guys will like. And when I see you again, I want your feedback. And I want to see you guys participating in ranking teams, exploring everything there is to explore. Now, I don't even want to explain to you guys the website because I just want you to experience it. So yeah, that shout out to Nick for letting me pub this on this channel and for having me on here to, talk ball. And always a pleasure with Bubba, man. And Sun Run got him, but shout out to Ant too. And shout out to y'all in the chat, man.
We got about 4 minutes of Ant content today.
Exactly. All I'm gonna say is if anybody can beat my 9-3 on the undefeated, I got $5 for you. I got $5 for you if you can beat my 9-3 on the undefeated. That's all.
Question: is it untaxed?
Yes, it's untaxed. It's untaxed. I got a cool $5 bill for you if you can beat my 9-3 on undefeated on SEC season. So I'm just telling y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here on Around the Cooler here on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, man. We will be back tomorrow morning for the pregame playlist, man. So make sure that y'all tune in for that, man. 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, man. The pregame playlist, man. Tomorrow, we talking Steph Curry. Could he leave the Warriors? It's a possibility it could happen. Then, of course, Dak Prescott said that it's Super Bowl or bust for the Cowboys. We're going to talk about that as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, man,
Dak Prescott Super Bowl is hilarious.
So make sure that y'all tune in to the pregame playlist as well. And of course, it's the hottest music. It's the coolest playlist in your ear. So make sure that y'all tune in as well, man, and check out, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here. As always, man, you all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one, man. Y'all be blessed. Make sure y'all give the man upstairs above his, because he deserves all the praise and all of the glory. Yes, he does, man. And as always, man, with Martin, when he walked out of the apartment for the last time, he wrote those 2 words on the wall. 2 words he wrote on the wall were one love. Ladies and gentlemen, we out this mug. Y'all be easy. Y'all stay fresh. Y'all stay blessed. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the pregame playlist, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll see you then. Peace.
This has been a presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.